Hey everyone, it's Will, GamerDad, with another video for you. So in this video, we're going to take on EX2 of the Trial of the Sealed Malefics, aka Hatchio fights. And so this one obviously is a slightly more difficult version of the normal style. Check out my normal version, stages 1 to 4 if you'd like. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I also do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me this way. So note that obviously turn 1, you can VC in, you will get attacked with a magic type attack, and so your magic zone won't take a little bit extra damage. However, if you do use someone like AS Dunerith, and in this case we want to use AS Dunerith because some of the waves are weaker to wind, other ones are weak to earth, and so we chose this team for that reason. The debuff from the int from AS Dunerith should be sufficient for you to survive this fight for at least the first hit, after which, just to activate a turn 2 AF, make sure you cast all your buffs and debuffs at this point, aka either stacking multiple stacks of Turbulence Death, having the Sturm Zedgen giving you type attack for your team, multiple stacks of Terra Lumiere from AS Clark, and try to keep 2 or 3 stacks up for AS Rosetta so that she can hit multi-hits if needed. Other than that, I did not activate Lunatic, and actually I tried activating Lunatic earlier on, but it's actually not really sufficient for this fight, being surprisingly that the HP of most of these fights aren't in the 100 million range or anything like that. So with 4 stacks of Terra Lumiere, a non-Lunatic Vidofnir, if you have it supported by Pain or Poison Grasta, should be sufficient to blast it out of the water. In this case, you can see that even without Pain and Poison, 10 million off the bat with 4 stacks. And keep in mind, there are Grasta holders. There is Mental Focus activated by Horai Jewel as well. Alright, so quickly on to Wave 2. Demon Spider is weak to wind, resists the other elements we have on our team. And so, again, very similar idea. You can either choose to protect yourself a little bit, and remember you do have things like Codex, you have Prayer Judgment, which will protect you from some of those elemental or physical attacks. You can also cast Reestablish Maul if you need it, to help with the type shield during the AF as needed. In this case, I did take a single hit, but it was enough, and we do have a debuffer with AS Dunerith again. Now, note that his Sturm Zedgen only does int debuff, but if you see my earlier videos, you'll know that I have a default powered down occasional Grasta Ore on one of my Pain Grasta in for AS Dunerith, so that very likely he will have a dual debuff active for many of the stages in these fights. And so I find that he's very, very useful that way. If you need extra instances of power down, make sure you just use extra power down Grasta Ore as needed. Alright, in this case, obviously stage 3 or wave 3 is Crab Bonds, weak to earth, so Horai Jewel preemptively followed by a fully stacked 4 Terra Lumiere Vidofnir was enough. And note again, this time I do have Lunatic active, so if you can activate it during the second AF that I did kind of through the second or third wave, depending on when you find it convenient, you can certainly have it last. And if you want to use Power Beam, if you can guarantee the Lunatic lasting 5 turns, you can do so. I do have that equipped on my AS Clark. Afterwards, remember that the Land Avatar now has an HP stopper. You have 1 turn after you hit the HP stopper in order to push it through, and hopefully with enough Grasta and Grasta Ore on your team, your Magic Zone team, or whatever team you want to use, can do the trick. I think another great team you could use obviously is another weapon zone such as Blunt Zone. You'll have a Felmina, for example, with Wind. You'll have Earth DPS through AS Miyufa and AS Tsubame. I do find that with any kind of challenge that requires 2 or more elements, I find that weapon zones really do tie together different elements much better than a single elemental zone, since you won't be able to use multiple elements and kind of mix them all together. You can see with the Grasta loadout, like I said, that occasional power down ore is very, very useful. Even Rosetta has an occasional int down. In this case, she is the Grasta holder for AS Clark, so she doesn't have it on, but I do have that as a default as well as needed. And finally, AS Chio, again, preemptive Pain Setter, nice and easy, blows everything out of the water. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.